Hi, this is Salty TV. As usual, about to have a beautiful salty experience, another salty Saturday. Today is not official. We are having just a sister's conversation. I'm here with my sister. We have so many conversations about relationship, especially with women that we are almost hitting our 30s and how difficult it is to choose the partner and then what it all entails, the pressure from parents and everything. So those are the conversations we're about to have on screen. Share your thoughts with us when we are done. We're having our personal conversations today on screen. So I am Anake, your host, and I'm here. It's not even an interview, so let me not say a host. I'm here with my sister. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Dapa, and we've been sisters for years.
Yes, I think
Yeah,
almost 3 decades now.
yeah, we grew
Yeah,
up together, we do everything, almost everything
together.
together.
So yes,
So
so
yeah.
she's here with me. She came to Ghana. I'm like, we need to have a conversation for Salty TV. Yeah, so we are here today. So Vanessa, what are the conversations we have personally? So do you think it's easy choosing a partner? We can't even choose. Now, a man has to choose
He
us.
has to find us.
He has to
Yeah.
find out. So how is the finding process? Are they finding us?
Mm, I know. It gets a bit tough when you're growing up, because in school, when you're in uni and things like that,
You
like
meet
you
a
get
lot
to
of
meet a
people.
lot of people exactly. But once you're out of the school phase and you're working, then it gets harder to meet people. And people do say that we should go out more, but where where are
Where
they?
are the men? Especially you being in Canada,
Yeah.
is it easy? I hear a lot of people who are outside the country say that, oh my God, when you get out of the country, it's way difficult to get a partner. So how does it feel?
It is. It's hard to meet people because everyone's just about their business. They're just,
Trying to make money or go to school.
exactly, that's it. So everyone's minding their business. So it's hard for people to, get to meet each other. And the only times you can meet someone will be like maybe before work or after work, but then you're probably rushing somewhere. So it's a bit tough to like stop
Wow.
and talk to people.
So
Yeah.
it's oh, when are you getting married?
Ugh.
Dear parents and loved ones, so called. Some of you are being petty, but dear loved ones who are worried about us, when are you getting married, Vanessa? When are you getting married? It's not easy for us to find a
Yeah.
partner, for a partner to find us.
Hmm.
Especially being a woman. Do you think being a woman is more difficult?
It is because we Bible says a man has to find us, so
Yeah,
we
we.
can't
So what
go
if
out
we
there to
find
find.
them? Can't we propose?
We're too traditional to propose to men.
At this point, I
We're
don't
not
think
that desperate.
we are
No.
not desperate, but
Mhm.
don't you think some men are also shy?
They are. I can initiate a process.
But you can't propose, but you
Yes,
can
exactly.
initiate it.
Yes,
How would
I
you
can.
initiate it? I think I
Um,
like you or something.
just like get to meet know the person. Like start off with a friendship, and then
If the
as
person
time
doesn't
goes on,
push, what will you do?
uh, find a way to break it to them. Honestly, at
But
this
not by
point,
proposing, like
yes, yes,
proposing. Okay, so at this age where we are, teeny
almost
weeny to
30.
30,
Mhm.
hmm, what do you think about dating? For me, I feel like I've always said it that at the age I am right now, I don't think I would want to date for more than a year. I feel like, why am I dating for over a year? So we were together for 12 months. Didn't you get to know me? Like, what else do you want to see?
Yeah.
Because yes, you cannot know me completely. So let's just get married. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to date for over a
Yeah.
year. How do you feel about that? The dating process. Do you think it makes sense to date for like a long time? Or you feel like when you know me, you like me, Charlie, let's marry.
So I've always been of the opinion that we shouldn't date for too long. I don't know how people do it. They're in relationships for years.
I've been in two for 5 years.
No, I can't do that.
Five
Like
good years
there has
wasted.
to be somewhere that we're heading towards. Like
Yeah.
I think the most I'd probably do would be like two, cause but right now, I two I can't even stand it. Cause
It
listen,
depends though. If the
one of
person is in
mhm.
the process, like has made plans, that one you can. I might be able to, but I don't think this year. I don't think
It
I'll
has to
wait for
happen.
2 years. you
No, two
know.
years is probably too long for,
Yeah,
cause
at this
yeah,
age, 2 years. Hey, somebody will say my biological
clock is
clock,
ticking.
aye, it's ticking. So like
Yeah, but then again, man is not God. God's the one that gives
God's
children. They
time is
say
the
they
best.
say the biological clock is ticking because of women
Best.
having to carry kids and all that. But if it's gonna happen, it's gonna
You
happen.
are right, because I know people who are married, they got married and they couldn't have, if say she got married at 25, she couldn't have a child
Yeah.
for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And someone is not married and the person marries at the same time she's about to have a child and they get a child probably the same year. So it's like, God's time is the best. So how do you feel about the whole pressure? We talk about it that they're like, hey, Dapin, I'll be worried. When are you getting married and all that? How do you feel about the pressure? Does the pressure weigh on you and does it force you to make wrong decisions in relationships, or you feel like you're not bothered about the pressure?
Personally, I'm not bothered about the pressure because it's not coming from my parents. As much as they would want me to settle down, they're not pushing for it because I think they understand that, it's a process. Like someone needs to come find me. I need to obviously like the person enough to want to settle down with them. The pressure comes from the outside world, like aunties,
Society. Oh, okay. Aunties,
uncles.
uncles,
Yeah,
close society.
because when I got back, one of my aunties was like, "No, we
Find
have
you
to
a
find you
man.
someone right now so that you can, And one of them also said, one of my uncles said, "Oh, then you have to marry before you leave." I'm like, I'm
Oh,
only here for like 2 months. Like,
how can you marry
find
before you?
someone and get married before. But it's not. I try not to let it weigh on me too much because, like, I will always say this, and I can't stress on it enough. But God's time is the best, and if it's meant to happen, it's going to happen.
So I like your confidence in the God time is the best.
Eh,
At a point, I was worried because I remember, how when
I
I was
know,
young, I
I
told
know.
myself that by 23, I'm married.
Oh, I
So I was
know.
not counting on my birthday. I was
Mm-hmm.
not counting the years
Yes.
anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I told myself that I'll marry at the age of 22. At least, at most, I'll be 23 and married. So when
Mm-hmm.
I was 21, right, I started counting. Like when I get to 22, I'm like 21 plus 1 year, whatever, 21 years experience plus a year or something. I counted and counted to, at the end of 27, I was still doing 21 years plus 6 years experience. And I'm like, that's when I got to 27. And I was very, at a point, I don't know, I was a bit,
I know.
I love marriage and kids. So I was a bit
Yep.
down and depressed because my 5 year relationship ended when I was 25. So I'm like, 2 years now. What's happening and all that. And I found strength in church. I found strength in my pastor, Apostle Emmanuel Inkum. I found strength in my mom, Veronica. Say, so they're lovely people. And then I don't know, it's like they knew when I was my downside and they'll call me and encourage me. And it's not as what pained me from my side was it's not as if the guys were not saying they want me.
Mm.
But I felt like they were not good enough. Not in the
Mm.
terms of material stuff,
Yeah.
but some of them don't like that I have a big vision.
Mm-hmm.
That's even
Yep.
sad. So like, why are you thinking too far? Plan
Mm.
now. Forget about the future. And I'm big on planning. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I want to do 5 years plan, 10 years plan. This year, I know what I want to do every single
Yeah.
month. And some men don't understand that. And
Mm-mm.
then some of them, to me, they are not Christians. Muslims came, so I felt like to marry a Muslim, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And then someone who doesn't believe in church
Yeah.
also comes and it's like, you go to church a lot. Is it because you're a pastor's child? You go to church almost every night. Like, during in the week, you go to church like 3 times. Can't you
Mm-hmm.
just go to church on Sunday? And these are people that I'm like, it's hard because the person might be amazing in all aspects,
Yeah, but
but
that one thing, yeah.
and I don't mind big, but I feel like what if I get into it and he's like, don't go to church,
Yeah.
and I love church. What do I
I
do?
can't stay away from
I don't
church.
know if
Yeah.
you have that same feeling. Like,
Yeah.
what do you do?
Yeah. I've been in your shoes. I've had people come and I feel like we're not there. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to get there. So you try to, at a point, late last year, I tried to start something with someone, and I felt like this is a person I don't really like. But where is this coming from? Like, I'm forcing it. So I just had
Yeah,
to,
the
like,
forcing
kind
the
of,
part.
yes,
Thank you. Last year,
yes. That's
2023.
when desperation is,
That's
creeps in.
true.
Yeah.
Because I remember 2023, there was a guy who came. You know him. He's liked me for years.
Mhm.
Don't mention his name.
No.
Since we were kids, right?
Mhm.
So this handsome guy, and I loved him, but I realized that
Mhm.
there was a reason why we never really dated
Yeah.
from childhood, and I was forcing it and rushing it. And I felt pity for him at a point. Like,
Mm.
he's young, he's my age, so like maybe he's not ready for
Ready.
marriage,
Yeah.
but I seem too ready for
Ready.
marriage,
Yeah.
to take over the world. Like,
You're
yo,
right.
and he's just ready to, like, he's now making his money, he wants to now
Mhm.
enjoy himself.
Yeah.
You see, it's hard for women,
Yeah.
don't you think so?
It
I
is.
think it's quite hard for women. I think they should pressure the men more than pressure the women,
Exactly.
because
But
they have a
then,
choice to
yeah,
make.
yeah, they have to go out there and find women,
And there are a
not
lot
the
of
other
women
way
that,
around.
well,
Yeah.
some say, oh, it's not difficult and it's not easy to find a good woman too. Like how we are saying, the men don't take the buckets and all that. some of them even feel like we are playing too hard to get.
But we're not. We just
Yes.
know what we want and we won't settle.
Yes,
That's
we
it.
won't settle. We're not desperate.
No.
I don't. Did I get to desperation or I got to depression? Because the point
Probably
I think
desperation.
because I was telling I used to talk from childhood that I'll marry
Oh
early.
yeah.
I thought marriage was just like you go to school,
Mm-hmm.
you finish SS, you go to university, do your masters. I'm done with my masters, so it's in my
We're
mind.
done.
When you're done with your masters, you're supposed to get married. Marriage is like pa pa pa. And I've
Mhm.
dated. I have dated. So I felt like it was a walk in the park. So I realized that you can be
It's
dating
not.
somebody for 10 years and it's
And they
not.
won't marry you. Yeah. They won't marry you. They won't
So
marry
it's
you.
not easy
Yeah.
at all. And what about the age thing? The whole 30, 30, 30, blah, blah. What do you think about it?
I think it's age is just a number, like they say, and it's what you make of it. At 30,
I like that. It's what you make of
it's
it.
what you make of it. I know when I set off in life, I wanted to be married by like 24, 25. Take a year or two off, just enjoy it with my husband, and then start having kids. And then by 30, like be done with kids, so that you can just build your family, and then just have a family around and have fun with the family. But at my age now, I look back and I'm like, I don't think I was ready.
Yo, I think the same
I don't think
thing.
I was ready at that age.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been a mess, maybe. It wouldn't have ended well. So but because there's a lot that it takes to build yourself. It's not only the man that needs to build it
Yeah.
up himself.
Yeah.
We need to do our bit as well. Like I can't go into a marriage and he's doing everything for me. As much as he's the provider, I can't watch him do everything. Like I need to be able to do some things for myself. So those are things that I look at and I find
Yeah,
comfort in.
comforting.
Yes,
Yeah.
I find comfort in
I
that. That
agree.
yeah, okay. Now I'm still building up my life. I'm still, because when life hits, it's not easy.
And when marriage hits too, it's not easy.
Exactly.
You're right, because when I was with this guy that I told you I rushed last year, he made me realize certain things, right? I remember before him, I was like, so if I had married with the relationship I had in my early 20s, I think I would have regretted now, because I realized that where I am now, I don't see myself marrying the person. Not because he is less or I am more, or I'm more, or he is
he's
more,
and
but
you're less.
I realized that our vision, the vision board, it doesn't fit in at all. And I realized that at that age, I wasn't working. I went to the university late. So I wasn't working at that age. Was I going to be a burden to someone's son? Well, I was waiting for a rich prince to come and
Carry you.
marry me, take me to some faraway land with milk and honey money,
I
lots of,
know.
So I'm like, what about me? What about me? And when I was not, I was down.
What
and
do you bring to the table?
Good. When I was down and my pastor and then my mom and my siblings were talking to me, well, you don't worry, you get married and all that. Especially when I hit the age my big sister got married, a lot of people ask me questions like, when did your sister get married? And I'm like, she got married at the age of 20. They're like, how old are you now? When I reached my age, I'm like, in my mind, I'm not my sister.
Why you compare? Yeah.
So like that's one reason why I became a bit down, because I was like, am I supposed to get married? Am I supposed to be like my sister? I'm not my sister. Then I broke down because I was done with school. I was done my master's and I wasn't working. I felt like there was nothing going on in my life. And my pastor said something. He said, so if you get married, will your depression go? They are not serious. So I'm like, daddy, don't say that. He's like, no. So if it's because of marriage, they are saying, God, it's not there for me and all that. There are more things you can do. You are intelligent, you are this, you are that, do this, you have a show, you are doing something for yourself. But because of the marriage thing, it made me forget about what God has made me now. And I was ungrateful to God because I felt like I want to get married. It's getting late. I'm scared. I want to get married, So I think we are hard on ourselves. And this 30 thing annoys me because I was in a car with someone and we were in a car, and then the lady was like, hey, she's not young, she's 30. And the Uber driver said, can we stop saying that? And I was looking at the Uber driver, he said, why do you women keep saying you're 30, you're 30? You're 30. You said, and so what? Life begins at 40. And you're 30, you're still young. So what's the point in I'm 30, I'm 30, I'm 30? But it's the world that has made us feel like 30 years means that wow, to be difficult to have a child. 30 years means this, 30 years means that. But I have amazing big sisters who waited and stayed pure and got married, and they gave birth like a year apart.
Some even got pregnant like
They gave birth a year apart.
Wedding night, you know, so it happens, yeah.
So I think we should be easy on ourselves.
Yep.
We should be very easy on ourselves.
Yeah.
And I told myself that if I get married, would it be just marriage, the marriage tag that will be about me?
It's not if.
Oh, when I do,
Yes.
when I do get married,
'Cause
will it
we
just
are.
be like Mrs. This?
Mm.
I just don't want to be called someone's wife. I want to be addressed by who I am. And what am I if it's just marriage and childbirth? That's not what God brought us on this world to do. So sometimes I feel like when your purpose is big, you may need to go through a process. So let's say I've acquired so many things, then your husband comes. It's an added bonus to the whole big picture.
It's the icing on the cake.
Yes, so we shouldn't bother ourselves at all. What else do you have to say?
What I have to say is, like just go off on what you said. Like take it easy on ourselves. Take your time, and just make sure you're making the right decisions. Like if we rush, then we might not be looking for the particular things that we're supposed to look for in a man, and then we just settle for whoever, and then at some point we start regretting these things. So what I'll say is, like, take your time, pray a lot about who you want
to be.
like the kind
Write
of,
him down
the
before
kind
he
of
even comes.
exactly like the kind of man that you want, like list it down.
Yeah. So when he
Write
comes, you
down.
keep ticking the boxes.
Yeah.
Don't be too hard on yourself, and
No.
don't to be too materialistic. Like I want a rich man, I want 6 feet.
Those things and the physical attribute, like, yeah, I know you want 6'12", blah blah blah, but at some point they don't really matter.
Yeah.
It's who the person is.
The personality.
It's who they are.
But it will shock you that God can give you the details.
Exactly.
Also. He can give exactly what you want.
That's why he's
my
God.
big sister, I remember when we were going, she used to say that, oh, I want to marry a tall guy, but she wanted a chocolate guy. And then she almost everything she said, I think she got it in her husband, just that he's dark and not chocolate. So he's darker. So like I feel like sometimes you should write even the look, but don't be too hard on yourself if you don't get the perfect picture. Like my sister, she got an amazing husband, just that he wasn't chocolate.
That's
it.
It
Was that.
So
that was it.
Might be just
but he got a tall,
yeah.
handsome man who was so sweet and always there for us, even me. Yeah. So yeah. What else do you want to say?
Girls, if you're not dating, take yourself out.
Yeah. So we hope you have a wonderful day. We hope you enjoyed our interview or our chit chat. All right. Then we'll see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.